Investment themes are our attempt to group together exciting investment opportunities that have a following wind of long-term secular growth. So for us, we don't think about the world in terms of industrial sectors. We go around the world doing our compare and contrast strategy, trying to find excellent businesses available cheaply. And one of the things that make them excellent are to be operating in sectors where there is some expectation of ongoing growth. We do between 600 and 700 company meetings a year across a portfolio of only 70 stocks in an attempt to identify companies that have long-term sustainable competitive advantage, management teams whose strategy we have sympathy with, and who've demonstrated an ability to execute and often very complex businesses. Of course, we also need to buy things when they're cheap, and so valuation is a very important part of the process. But also, investment theme is an idea, and our portfolio is made up of specific investments. We have to build from the bottom up, even within a thematic-based strategy. So it's one thing to be excited about changing diets and the prospects for producing and selling more food at good margins into all corners of the globe. It's something else to find companies who are able to translate that into rising profits, which will then drive higher stock market valuations. So for us, the theme is very much the beginning of the process, and there's often a very lengthy, multi-year, in some cases, process of identifying, challenging, and then maintaining investments where we think we're best poised to profit from the thematic idea. Bunge is one of the world's largest agribusinesses. It is part of the ABCD of the global agribusiness chain: Arch Daniel Midland, Bunge, Cargill, and Louis Dreyfus. In itself, it's a 200-year-old business, which is today is the world's largest processor and distributor of soybeans, poised therefore to benefit particularly from increased demand in Asia for oilseeds and the protein they can provide. Bunge has extensive agricultural assets across North America and South America, and in fact has historically been run from both Brazil and Argentina. But it also has assets in Australia. It has considerable investments in China. It has a port in Vietnam and a network across Europe, particularly in the Black Sea wheat-producing region. Potash Corporation of Saskatchewan and Mosaic are two of the world's three largest producers of potash, one of the three core nutrients that we need in order to grow the most possible crops from a fixed amount of arable land. Potash Corporation, in fact, has not only potash, but nitrogen-based fertilizer and phosphate. And Mosaic, as well as being the world's #3 producer of potash, is the world's largest producer of phosphate-based fertilizers. Yum Brands is a long-term holding in the funds. Yum is the owner of Kentucky Fried Chicken, of Pizza Hut, and of Taco Bell, a US-based Tex-Mex style quick-service restaurant chain. Kentucky Fried Chicken has been a staggering success, particularly in China, where they spent 10 years building the business, starting in the 80s, which gave them a considerable head start on their other international peers. Today, China is the single largest revenue driver of the Yum Brands group, and they've used the expertise and indeed cash flow generated there to go into other exciting parts of the world, many parts of Africa, for example, though the particular focus of their investments today is India, which, like China, shows a preference for chicken-based fast foods over beef burgers. The following wind that attracts us to this as an investment theme is a rising population and increased wealth, particularly in the emerging world. Now, the economic drivers of returns at commodity businesses such as fertilizer businesses, at chemical businesses such as the crop protection and seeds businesses, at volume-based firms such as Bunge, or indeed in the fast food business like Yum Brands, or the fast-moving consumer goods space like Nestle, Unilever, Pepsi, and Mondelez, are all quite different. However, all of those businesses, to our mind, have a material and almost indefinite advantage from this ongoing demand for greater protein and higher quality food around the world. So while these are very different industrial sectors and companies who perhaps might be at best surprised to find themselves put in the same bracket by THS, we think that they share the same fundamental benefit, which is ongoing demand for better food from a growing global population.